How do the rich get rich and stay rich? What do they really invest in? Discover North America's best-kept investment secrets. See Dan Lok live, one time only, February 23rd and 24th. Seating is limited. Get your tickets now. secretsoftherichevent.com. Click the link in the description.
We are what we repeatedly do. You see, becoming a millionaire, it is not an event, it is a process. And what determines that process is what you do on a daily basis. I'm talking about your habits. Today I'm going to share with you the number one most overlooked habit that self-made millionaires share. Could you guess what it is? Comment below before I share the habit with you by the end of this video. But go ahead, comment below, see if you can guess what it is, and then we'll talk about it. I want to share a little story with you, something that impacted me tremendously at a young age. I was practicing martial art. I was just getting started. And at the time, I would run around like my house for many, many laps to improve my endurance, right? And at the time, it was one day I was running on my own, right? It was actually kind of cloudy, and I was running, and I saw this older gentleman in the front of his lawn, and he was mowing the lawn. It was very, very slow. Like he's probably in his maybe late 60s, maybe even 70s. He was mowing the lawn like this, and with this heavy lawn mower. Now, because I was a young guy, I was energetic, I walked up to him and said, you know, sir, do you need any help? I could help you to do this, because I thought I'm running anyway, so I might as well just kind of treat that as a workout. And then he was like, oh, you're a very nice young man, sure. And then I helped him mow the lawn, right? And after I finished, he pulled out from his pocket $20. So he gave me 20 bucks. Now I took that 20 bucks, I looked at it, it's like, wow. And I thought that was amazing. It was the first time that I earned a little bit of money through my labor, kind of delivering a service in exchange of money. It was amazing. Like now I'm in business. So I thought to myself, I wonder what other people might need this service as well, right? Now, there's only one problem. I didn't have the money to buy the lawnmower. So not knowing anything, being naive, and also not being afraid to ask, I asked this older gentleman, I asked him, you know, sir, I could see that, this is like a few weeks later. Sir, you know, you have this lawnmower, you know, do you think, can I borrow your lawnmower, right? And in exchange, I would come mow your lawn every single week for free, no charge. And he said to me, you know, young man, I'm too old to use this heavy lawnmower anyway. No problem, you'll use it as long as you take good care of it. And I said, no problem, I would gas it up, I would sharpen the blade, I would make sure that this lawnmower is taken care of. That's now, with no money, because the lawnmower costs $1,000, the kind of like a no money kind of down deal, and now I have a little lawnmower. Now I'm in business, right? And now I remember I would go around the neighborhood and I would knock on different doors. Say, hey, you know, I offer lawn mowing service. Here's a little business card, and that I had, I printed out, and no one would hire me. And my aunt, who is my mom's friend, used to run a little printing shop, like printing out business cards and flyers and posters and all those things. And I struck up a deal with her, and I said, you know, Aunt, I'm just getting started. I'm a young entrepreneur, and I have this lawn mowing business, but I don't have money to do any advertising. You know, and I know you want more business. Why don't we do this? You print out a bunch of flyers to talk about your printing service. I would help you to distribute the flyers around the neighborhood. In exchange, you know, because a flyer has two sides, can I put my lawn mowing business, right, lawn care business on the other side, right? And I would do this. And she said, oh, sure, why not, right? Doesn't cost her a lot, very little. So I ran around the neighborhood and I distributed all these flyers, thousands and thousands and thousands of them, right? And I ran home because I knew my phone would ring off the hook. Thousands of flyers, right? I am a hardworking kid. I'm gonna make some money doing this so I can support my mom. So I went home and I sat in front of the telephone. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be busy. I don't know if I'm gonna have time for school anymore, right? I'm even already thinking I'm gonna be like mowing lawn, 3 nights a week and how much I could earn doing all of that stuff, right? First day, no phone call. Second day, no phone call. Third day, no phone call. Now I'm looking at the flyer. Did I print the wrong phone number? It must be because I printed the wrong phone number. Darn, right? No, it is the right number. What is going on, right? 1 month later, not a single phone call from the flyer. So now I'm mowing the older gentleman's lawn. I'm not making any money. I'm actually losing a little bit of money because I'm putting gas into it. Now I'm running around not getting any client. I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to be out of business. This is it. I'm done, right? My first venture, huge failure. And before I gave up, I thought of something. And I'm going to ask you, how did I get that first client in the first place? How did I earn that first $20? Comment below. What did I do? I thought to myself, it's very interesting because I was just running that day and I saw there's a need, someone in need of help, and I helped that person with no motivation or not even an agenda of earning anything. It's just I helped that person and the person gave me a little bit of money. So I added value before I asked anything in return. So I went to a different neighborhood nearby. It was a beautiful neighborhood, more affluent neighborhood. And I picked the most beautiful home that I could find, but with the worst lawn, okay? So then I found this house, and the lawns, like the grass were like this high. It was crazy. Beautiful home, spectacular home, but it was like this. No one was taking care of the lawn. So here's what I did. Now, I'm not advocating this. I'm not asking you to do it. I'm just telling you what I did. It's not legal, but at the time I was too young and too naive. I didn't know. So anyway, I took my lawnmower there. I mowed the entire place, the entire lawn, right? Spectacular, beautiful, right? From there, after I finished, I just sat down right at the front, right? Waiting for the owner to come back, just like this. So I was just waiting and waiting. Then finally, I know it's after work. Then a beautiful luxury car just kind of wanted to pull up to the garage, but then she stopped and then she drove away. And then later on, she came back. And then she got off her car and she said, "What are you doing here, young man?" Because the lady didn't recognize that was her house. That's why she left and then came back. I said, well, my name is Dan, and here's my flyer, and I'm a young kid trying to make a living, and so I saw that maybe you need help with mowing your lawns, and so, I did it. And she was like, oh, this is so great, my husband, he travels all the time, and I can't use the lawnmower. This is great. And she pulled out $100 from her purse, and she gave that to me. And that point, that was a life-changing moment, because I learned something that day, that when you add value first before asking anything in return, it's easy to get business. Adding value before asking anything in return. When you do that, the world opens up to you. And I believe that is the #1 most overlooked habit that self-made millionaires share. Most people don't understand, most people don't do, because wealth comes from relationship. You notice a lot of self-made millionaires, even billionaires, they're very well connected. They know a lot of people. A lot of people know them. They have a lot of friends they could call on. There was one person that I saw on Facebook, and he's always posting photos of him with other like celebrity or expert or different types of people, and trying to look good and trying to make himself look better than he actually is. And someone like that believes that relationship is, like that. That's not meaningful relationship. That's not what I'm talking about. I'll give you a perfect example. Instead of thinking as relationship, I want you to think of that as what I call relational capital. Relational capital. Think of a bank. Think of this as a relationship bank. Now, if you go to a bank without making any deposit, you go to the bank and say, "Give me some money." What's that called? It's called robbery, because you have not made any deposit. So think of this relationship bank. You need to deposit money first before you withdraw any money out of a relationship bank. It's exactly the same way in real life. You need to be able to add value, add value, add value, add value. Keep depositing money into that bank first. Now, sometimes it might take you days, weeks, years before you make a withdrawal. You need to be okay with that. Without making any deposit, you want to do a withdrawal, you will fail, right? If you just deposit a little bit and you want to do withdrawal right away, you also fail. You need to keep adding value, helping them in advance first before you ask anything in return. Now you build up that reserve, that relational capital. So when you need to withdraw it, you've got a ton of relational capital that you could withdraw. That is the difference. Where everybody else who are struggling financially, guess what? They want a handout. Give me something. Just because you're successful doesn't make you obligated to help others. It's nice to help others. But approaching successful people that way, approaching millionaires that way, say, give me something. Like they owe you anything. They don't owe you a damn thing. It doesn't work that way. You need to see what you can do for them first. Anyone, like-minded people, successful people, don't go and try to take something. Life is always very fair. Life gives to the givers and take from the takers. That's the law of success. That's the law of life. You could argue all you want. You could just always, I want to take and not give anything. If it works for you, great. I'm saying that it doesn't work for me. It has never worked for me. But when you give and give and give, it comes back to you in ways you cannot imagine. So that to me is the number one most overlooked habit that millionaires have, millionaires share, that most people don't understand and they don't apply and they don't do. You need to keep adding value, keep depositing to that relational bank, the relationship bank first. Then when the time is right, sometimes it takes years, then you can do that withdrawal. Comment below and see if this gives you that aha moment, if that makes you think about things a little differently. Just not what you do, is how you approach relationships. I would challenge you to find someone who is wealthy, who doesn't have a lot of meaningful relationship. It doesn't work that way. That's how life works. If this is the first time you're watching my video, make sure you comment below and hit the subscribe button and turn on notification. Every single day I upload a video like this that helps you to think a little differently. Until then, I'll see you next time.